Hello everybody, my name is Dave MC and welcome to a non-video game recording video. So we're doing a chat podcast. I'm joined here with my good friend who I wish I could kill in real life. Say hello, Cap.
Hello, David. Oh wait, I've been heal potions. What's up, doc? I am here, and I'm here to annoy Dave like Dante annoys Virgil.
Yeah, that is our relationship, isn't it? It's just one's the straight guy and the other one's just annoying as fuck.
The only way to shut him up is to impale him with a sword.
Foolishness, Dante. Foolishness.
But yes, welcome everybody to a sort of podcast type thing where Cap and I are talking about one of our favourite video games. Cap, would you want to say what it is?
It's the one, the only, the great Assassin's Creed.
You won't get away from me!
It is a game series that we both enjoy, and we thought, you know what? We like it so much, let's talk about it. So let's go to editing, Dave, to give a brief overview as to what Assassin's Creed is.
Assassin's Creed is a long-running action-adventure game series developed by Ubisoft. It debuted in 2007 and centres on centuries-old conflict between the assassins, who fight for free will, and the Templars, who seek control. The games blend historical fiction with science fiction using a device called the Animus that lets characters relive the memories of their ancestors. Each title is set in a different historical period: ancient Egypt, Renaissance Italy, Viking-era England, Revolutionary America, and more. Featuring real-world events and figures, gameplay focuses on parkour, stealth, exploration, and combat. Over time, the series has shifted from linear missions to open-world RPG elements with branching narratives. It is one of Ubisoft's flagship franchises, known for its rich world-building, historical depth, and evolving gameplay.
And did you know, Cap, as well, that Assassin's Creed was actually a sequel, was supposed to be a sequel for Prince of Persia?
I did not know that exactly, but I assumed they were inspired by Prince of Persia and thought, oh, should do some wall climbing stuff and the other historical type of thing. But I didn't know it was meant to be an exact sequel.
Yeah, the idea behind it was that it was going to be, it was called Prince of Persia Assassins. So you would play as a guard to the prince, so you wouldn't be playing as the prince. So it had the mechanic, because Ubisoft did Prince of Persia as well. So they had the mechanics of the free running and, well, not dying so much as you've seen in my Prince of Persia playthrough. Oh, God! No!
Slightly sad about the fact that they completely abandoned Prince of Persia after, they went to do Assassin's Creed, because I quite enjoyed Prince of Persia as well, so slightly sad about it, but I also really loved Assassin's Creed, and most of the games that they did were amazing.
But why are we talking Prince of Persia? We're here to talk about Assassin's Creed.
Yeah, to be honest, yeah, it just turns into a...
So, Kat, I would ask you, in your opinion, who's your favourite assassin?
This is a really tough question to answer for me.
Get on with it!
Because I really love the KENWAYS.
Yeah.
But they each bring a different flavor to them, and I can't really pick this is my absolute favorite character. But if you ask me what is my favorite game, I would definitely say Assassin's Creed 3. That's my favorite game of all the Assassin's Creeds.
Excellent.
But I would say Connor, again, his flavor is, I would say, you know that Leonardo from 2003 TMNT series is a more of a naive character who has an open view of the world, a boyish charm to him, not very charismatic as Ezio or even Edward. So in that department, he's different. But because it's my favorite game, I'm gonna go with Connor Kenway, because most of my usernames became Connor Kenway after I played Assassin's Creed 3. So I'm gonna go with Connor Kenway.
I would agree with you because Assassin's Creed 3 was the first one I ever played, and I got when I first got a PlayStation 3, I got given Assassin's Creed 3 as part of one of the 4 games that was given to me, and it's what introduced me to it. I'd always heard of Assassin's Creed and I've seen friends play it, but I'd never touched it. And then When I played as Hatham and then went into Connor, I thought, oh, this is fun. I want to get more of it. I want to get more of these, and I've been collecting ever since.
I started out with the Brotherhood. That was my first Assassin's Creed game. I knew about Assassin's Creed before. So we used to have these things called the Net Cafes Day, where you can go and you pay 30 rupees. It's not even dollar in your currency, and you get to play 1 hour for in their powerful computer or whatever game you wish. And I played Assassin's Creed, Prince of Persia, and all these types of games in there as well. But Brotherhood is the one that I actually got on my PC. And that was the first game that I realized, oh, you need a graphics card to play video games on a computer. I didn't know that before. I thought it was all about the RAM. I just need bigger RAMs. That's all I thought about. So that actually led me to, but the old computer died, by the way, because lightning struck our house and my computer was dead. And then afterwards we got a new one and got a graphics card to that one. And I played Brotherhood. Really enjoyed it, and I didn't play any of this after that. I didn't play Revelations. I think that was the Ezio's third game.
Yeah.
I didn't play that. Then the next game I got was Assassin's Creed 3. So again, really happy it worked on my 1 GB graphics card, by the way.
Oh, wow.
1 GB. First, it starts with Hayden, and I'm like, what's this guy? Where's the hood? Where's the cool stuff? He's like a gentleman duelist going around, and then my other friend said, oh, you had to wait for it. The assassin will come later. And I was like, wait for it, and then Kara came like, oh, okay, this is so cool.
You just get through the Hatham section please, just fucking end. Just get me the assassin, please.
Stop whining.
Don't get me wrong. But I was the idea of assassin was Ezio for me at that time. So I was like, okay, where's the hood? I want the cool outfit. And then finally it got to Connor. And again, I think that's where the map actually expands. As Hatham, you don't really do anything. And the first thing I did, the American wilderness, you can go hunting mountain lions, bears, and stuff like that. I was like, this is the coolest thing I hope.
I'm going to throw a counter argument at you and say that my favourite assassin is, obviously it would be Ezio.
You're so predictable.
Not just for the combat aspect that he has, but it's more his journey. Because you go through 3 games of his journey, he goes from a vengeful character. He uses the assassins kind of to suit his own ends. To fulfill revenge, which leads him into more and more stuff, but then he becomes a lot wiser, but still has that... All assassins have them, I think, when they start out. They're all, naive to the world, They're all naive to the world of the world of Assassin's Creed. There's a running gag in all 3 of his games where there's a guy who cheated on his sister, and he's in all 3 games.
Oh, yeah! I know.
He's in all 3 of his games.
Your sister shouldn't be so stingy with her virtù.
You broke her heart.
Ha! And now I'm going to break your face. But now she is the Madame of Roma. Cazzo! Why are you just standing there? Eat him! Excuse me, mister, but the lady and I are... Oh, il diavolo in persona!
I did not notice this because I don't remember him in the second one because, again, I played that when I was really young. I remember him on the Revelations when I played it years after. And then we get to intimidate him, and when he's he hits on Ezio's girlfriend in that game, and then he goes
But yeah. I threw him in the river every time I saw that. Get in there! I'm going to move on to this point now. Are we ready?
Yeah.
What's your least favourite Assassin or Assassin's Creed game?
This cannot end well.
This game is what stopped me from thinking about getting other Assassin's Creed games. Although I started having problems with Unity as well, Unity felt like for me was where the problems started to happen. But again, it's fine. I feel like they could course correct, and then it got to Syndicate. And
oh no!
And after that, I was like, I think I had enough of Assassin's Creed. Let's see if they get their, stuff together, and I will hear about it when it gets good. But the weird thing, it never got good because
It didn't. It hasn't. It won't.
because after that it went from Assassin's Creed Egypt. I was like, okay, but like okay, I can still feel something to that. But then I started seeing videos of like him battling Anubis and stuff like that. Okay, Assassin's Creed gone batshit crazy.
What the hell was that?
Syndicate, I would say, because like Jacob is one of the worst. I mean, you're gonna ask this question, but I'm gonna answer it now. He is the worst Assassin's Creed protagonist that I played.
You've got to be shitting me.
No, I am not shitting you.
That dude has nuts for brains, no character arc. Like, there's no journey towards the whole thing. And they kind of say, oh, we kind of connect him to Jack the Ripper. Who bloody cares? I hated the fact that I played as him in all of his story missions. And he's like this, oh, I'm going to create a gang. I have a kukri knife. I'm just going to go correct. That's the whole thing. It's so repetitive, the whole missions in that game. And as a character, he did not intrigue me at all. He's the one that gave me the, ugh.
I mean, that's a cool concept, though, like having an assassin be Jack the Ripper. Like, that could have been an interesting idea. But unfortunately, I think what they did as well with Syndicate was they made their overall story far too complicated. Like, I think maybe after 3 maybe Black Flag, that's where it got really complicated. Like, they were trying to think, okay, where do we go with the story from here? Because Desmond is dead, and the world is saved, but where do we go now? Like, well, you can go further back, but you can't keep that story going, because the whole plot was, getting the apple, getting to the place and saving the Earth. That was the point. But now, suddenly, we've got this, like, entire other story. Oh, we need to find this artifact to stop this third faction between the Templars and the Assassins, and then this third party that is just coming out of nowhere. Like, what? Where did they come from?
This all seems needlessly complicated.
To be honest with you, Dave, I think I stopped paying attention to the present, the past and the present storylines, right? Then you get the history and then what happens in the present. After AC3, I completely zoned out of all the stuff that was happening in the present world.
Research began several new projects in London. We both know that when Abstergo makes big moves, the Templars are up to something.
Done!
Because they kind of made a mystery, who is the guy you're playing as in Black Flag? Oh, we don't know. I don't care. If you're gonna keep him a secret, I'm much having more fun in the Black Flag universe than whatever the heck is happening in the present. I really don't care.
It is that, isn't it? Because most of the time, I think, when it comes down to it, the present day stuff is weaker than the actual assassin story. Because you want to be the assassin. You want that. I feel like the story, with Desmond and that, is more of a side plot to the actual story that you want to take part in.
Yeah, I would say one of the annoying things of 3, I would say, well, it gets better, but I would say when you start playing as Desmond, he has some missions on his own, I would say, and that for me, I need to get through this fast so I can go to the world and do the other stuff that I actually wanted to do. But I would say the only saving grace for Desmond, because they didn't keep him as a mystery for a while. They kept him as a character who is of his own. So he would get the teachings of Altair. He would reflect the teaching of Ezio, and I think even Ezio speak to him. I think in one of the games, So there's this connection always there, and you had something inkling that was happening. And with Connor, there was no interaction, but you kind of felt like what's happening in Connor's life is what is reflected towards Desmond, because Connor's big lesson in life is that he needs to compromise. There is no real happy ending in life. And that's kind of what the hard choice what Desmond had to make when he had to sacrifice himself to save the world.
So you said that you don't like Syndicate. Here's mine. I don't like Odyssey.
Are you out of your fucking mind?
Shocker.
And my reasoning is twofold. The first part is that it doesn't have the stealth aspect, for one. It does have stealth, but it's more... It's got Athens and the war that it's got a name, but I've forgotten it. The Peloponnesian War. That's what it was. He remembers. And then when we find out the whole thing with that, whether you play as Alexios or Cassandra, you find out that they are children of the Isu. And for that, I'm like, okay, so they're not even assassins. They're demigods.
Yeah, they're not humans.
They're not even full human. They're demigods. And while I found it interesting that they had like the start of what the Templars would have been, like the Cult of Cosmos, and I thought, okay, that's pretty good. So we're kind of seeing the start of the Templar Order, and then you see the start. But they're not assassins. The Assassin Brotherhood doesn't start until Origin. Yeah,
weirdly, like the Templar Knight doesn't make sense with Greek. I mean, they were supposed to be the origin where the Crusaders, the whole thing that happened. That's where the Templar Order was founded.
Yeah.
Now you're just throwing a gigantic boulder to it, and it's from Greece.
Well, they're kind of going, well, you know the Templars in their somewhat evil plan. Well, there was a group just before them who were just as evil. Okay.
Fine. There are many secret organizations, but we only care about the Templars because this is Assassin's Creed.
Like I said, I won't bash it too much and say, but there were some good things like having the Greek creatures being like the myth creatures, like the Minotaur, the Cyclops, and all of that. They were created by the Isu. I give it some credence because the designs of them look good. That doesn't mean that they are good. So I just found like, and having it action orientated, it was more of an action game than it was the stealthy, the assassination. It was so action heavy, like, and it kind of gave you. It's not like in the other games where you had limited action, but you could still fight. In this one, it's either full on action or full on stealth mode, or no stealth mode, but full on action, but you can crouch.
That's the biggest camouflage. Like, where is he? Aha, he will never see me because I'm crouched.
Yeah, I'm just now going to escape this little podcast. Excuse me 1 second.
Oh, where did he go? He's just about to still in air. Oh no, I can't see him. I can't seem to look down for some reason. I don't know where he is.
Oh, where did he go?
Yeah, man, like I said, there was some good things in it, and like I said, the DLC kind of could have, you know, you could have had a thing where the Spear of Leonidas being a hidden blade.
Yeah.
You know, that would have been a cool segue.
Yeah, that would have.
But that kind of spat in the face of Origins.
I think Assassin's Creed, after Black Flag, the biggest thing that happened after Black Flag was The Witcher 3. Witcher 3 came, and then it said, oh, we're giving story options, where you get to choose your own story and choose to get your own ending. And we get to give you cool monster hunting quests, cool myths hunting quests, folklore, and stuff like that. Assassin's Creed had that, but as a very small element. The best thing about Assassin's Creed is that, you know, that the Isu and like all the godly beings, they were given in very small doses. It's like with Cosmic Horror. You don't give us full on that, you just like give in bits of it to make us enticed with the mystery, but then mainly focus on whatever normal thing that was happening in Assassin's Creed. Because like, even in Assassin's Creed 3, you can track down the Headless Horseman. Connor does that. He tracks down the Headless Horseman, but then you only get one shot of him, and then that's it. And you're like, ah, damn. And that it leaves you wanting more, but it never ruins the illusion of like supernatural things in the Assassin's Creed or historical context world. The problem where Origin is, again, they saw The Witcher 3 and they thought, we're gonna turn Assassin's Creed into The Witcher 3. We're gonna put folklore, we're gonna give you story suggestions, we're gonna lose the whole thing that this was actually based on historical things. We just forgot the whole thing that this is meant to be history.
And the only thing that this is just like a minor detail, and this is probably me showing my grievance a little bit, probably the wrong word to say, but what annoyed me a little bit was then when Valhalla came out, they showed Cassandra in a cutscene, and I'm like, well, hang on, what? Why is she here? And they, well, of course, they explained that the staff of Poseidon was making her immortal. Well, made that, and I'm like, well, you've removed the choice from me from Odyssey because you've given me the option to play as Cassandra or Alexios, and now you're saying, well, canonically, it was Cassandra all along. I went, then why give me the option in the first place to play as someone else? If it was that was the case, why not have Cassandra be the assassin storyline and Alexios be the Cult of Cosmos storyline? Why not have those two different things instead of having the choice of doing something and it not carrying over? It's not the Elder Scrolls. It's not like I jump from Oblivion straight into Skyrim and I have to play Oblivion to understand Skyrim. No, my choices don't carry over.
But there's also the other point where you said like you meet Cassandra or something. Again, she was supposed to be dead. So I wrote a fan fiction day after I played Assassin's Creed. Where I made
Cap lovingly gripped Cassandra by the hair.
it wasn't that type of fan fiction.
Cassandra gripped Cap lovingly round the head.
No. So what I basically happened, like after I played Black Flag, I was so enticed by the whole pirate thing. I made Assassin's Creed Sinbad, the Assassin of the Seven Seas. And I made Sinbad an assassin, and I made this whole thing where there's now assassin council in a mysterious island somewhere. And so again, it's basically like Black Flag except with Sinbad. But what I made it is like in that story, there's like an Atlantis island. This is way before even like Odyssey or anything came out. Yeah, so that's the fan fiction I wrote. But when you mentioned Cassandra, I was like, someone stole my fan fiction.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because they kind of explain sort of that when she or Alexios, if you play as Alexios, when you get the Staff of Poseidon, you are immortal, and it's not until the end of the game. And this is a spoiler for everyone, so if you want, skip ahead this bit and skip to the next bit. But he gives the staff to the main character because he's still alive in modern day, just coming in. Like I'm using it as Alexios as my example because I played as him. He comes in wearing a James Bond suit, still holding the Staff of Poseidon, gives it to the protagonist, and then dies.
I think the protagonist should be like, where were you when Desmond was like trying to save the world?
Where the fuck have you been?
You know there was a world-ending threat, right? Like, a dude killed himself, and you could have just done that yourself. Yeah, I mean, you are technically immortal.
I'm going to throw in this to you. If we were to make a top 5 of Assassin's Creed games, so we can pick the ones that we think in our top 5, what would they be?
I would say Assassin's Creed 1, I'm just going to go in order. Not Assassin's Creed Altair game, I'm going with Assassin's Creed Ezio's first game.
Yeah.
I would just wove Altair's story into the Ezio's cinematic lines instead of playing as him. I don't know really you should include Brotherhood because like other than that I feel like it's a middle point of the story where it's like there's nothing really that big happening in it. It's just like him re-establishing the order. So we can cover that if we do Revelation. The weird thing is like Revelations, I don't think it's really a good game, but I think I like the story because we get an end to Ezio's story.
It does wrap up Ezio's story in a
Yeah, that's the only reason. But I don't really enjoy the game as they think I would. I didn't really have a really great time running in the city of Venice and stuff like that. It's just boring to me most of the time. Definitely 3. I think what 3 brought into the story is a really good story, the American Revolution. And again, this is the really first time you get to feel the pessimism of Assassin's Creed, where basically Connor goes like, "Oh, so I did this for a whole shit bang nothing." So yeah, I really felt that like it was one of my. I was still a kid when I played Assassin's Creed 3, but like I felt like I feel the way to the world now because like I am a naive boy like Connor. I feel the way to the world. So definitely include Assassin's Creed 3. 4 as well, but the whole problem is like with these two, with these three the whole thing is that like I'm speaking this with Dave without counting the human story, the present storyline that
Yeah.
is happening. I'm basically basing off the whole thing with these
Yeah,
main characters.
ignore the human, the
Yeah.
future stuff and the
Present
like,
day.
do
Yeah.
the actual stories.
So in that department, I would also give Shay his due
Mm.
because I think he is the one who presented the opposite argument to the assassins. And again, as a game, it's really not that big. It's like a very small version of Black Flag, but what it adds to the story is much more impactful than like any other normal assassin game would. So I think that those would be my top five.
Yeah, I follow on that one. Like I say, at number 5, I put Unity because I enjoyed the French Revolution side of thing. I like that. I like that thing. Cause I don't know why I like that thing, but I somehow like that thing. No comments needed from
David
the
secretly French.
Shut up.
Number 4, I put Assassin's Creed Altair. Put that one like where it all started. And number 3, I'd put 3. I would put 3 at 3. That's it. I put that one in the middle. Like you said, it's that the thing with Connor, Hatham at the beginning, that nice little twist in it. Like when you think, oh, we're playing as the assassins, went, wait, his techniques are different. Oh, yeah. He's a Templar. That's where we get it from. 2 would be Black Flag. I like the pirate aspect. I really enjoy the pirates, and I enjoy sailing and all that shenanigans. And of course, at number 1 is number 2. Is Assassin's Creed 2. Yeah. I really enjoy the entire adventure of 2, like exploring Venice and Firenze and all of Italy, just going around Italy. I'm just like, so I'm just thinking as well. Cause I'll tell you this, the funny thing. When I was playing it a couple of days ago, I was running around the area going, wait a minute, there's a cheese bank around here somewhere. I was like, why can't I go? Why am I fighting Templars? I can just go and get cheese.
It's so again, like when I played Ezio's storyline, I was very low on my video game knowledge. I didn't really know how open world works. I didn't really do exploring. Only I started doing that with Connor when I realized, oh, you can play marbles, a weird version of marble game in that one. You can play checkers. The only sad thing I would say, like in Connor's side quest, is that we rescue a mom and a little girl, and then also I like this fact that we build our own community, we build our homestead, and I was like really hoping that Connor would end up with the hunter girl that we rescued at the start of the game, but a French dude comes in and sweeps her off her feet, and I was like, damn, that guy stole her from me.
It's the French, mate. They have the smoothest of languages.
Yeah. And I was like, wow, damn it, I really regret keep bringing him to the homestead round.
But yeah, so overall, I think we've had a good chat on Assassin's Creed. I've had fun with this. Have you had fun, Cap?
I do, but I do want to ask you one question. Like, have you any thoughts of like returning or like picking up any sort of Assassin's Creed game that any comes in the future, or like after Odyssey or the last you played?
So I did play Valhalla, and it used the same sort of mechanics as Odyssey. So it had the Raven of Odin. So Odin's Raven was flying over.
Odin is with us.
So instead of Icarus from Odyssey, we've got the Raven this time. The new ones that come out, like I think it was Mirage that came out, where I think they were more focusing on like getting as many assassins in that as possible, because they were throwing in like you had an Altair skin, a Connor skin, an Ezio skin in so many of those, and then with Shadows now out as well. I have not touched Shadows.
Yeah. I have no really intention of ever going back to Assassin's Creed. The only way I would ever do it is that if they abandoned the whole present-day storyline and just started doing like sequels to Assassin's Creed 3 or Assassin's Creed 4. that's the only thing would interest me to go back to Assassin's Creed, because I am. Although if they do new Assassins games, until they do a hard reboot, I don't think I will ever be interested in the new Assassin's Creed game.
Yeah.
But if they don't do a hard reboot, if they just do sequels to Assassin's Creed 3, Assassin's Creed 4, I would go back to Assassin's Creed. But otherwise, yeah, basically the franchise is dead to me.
So guys, that is going to conclude our little chat on Assassin's Creed. If you guys want to see more stuff like this, like me and Kat talking shit in video games and chatting together, leave a like and a comment and subscribe if you're new to the channel and hit the notification bell so you're always notified of my latest uploads and when I go live as well. And check out the links to my Discord and to my Spreadshirt shop as well. Kat, where can everybody find you?
You can find me on SWATDs, where I sing, I dance, I throw myself in the bucket, and I work with Blueberry the puppet. There's some Disney sketches there you can go watch. You can also find me on Extreme and Geek Battle, and also on Dave. Probably we did some Godzilla stuff, and also we did a Disney villain stuff, so go check those out and be wary of the lunch lady. I don't have the background, so Dave has to probably put that on screen or something.
But for now, everyone, until our next adventure, take care, everyone.